Hello, my name is Chad Garber. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, in this video I'm going to be giving away what? I'm not going to be giving away things. I'm going to be teaching whoever's watching 3 chords, the 3 minor chords, which are going to be, well, there's not just 3 minor chords. There's many more minor chords, but I'm going to be teaching 3 minor chords. I'm going to be teaching the E minor, the A minor, and the D minor. And then I'm going to give 2 just general guitar tips for beginner guitar players. And then I'm also going to teach an exercise that will help you get better strength in your fingers and coordination and all that good stuff. So that's what this video is about. Thank you for joining me, or thank you for watching. And so again, this is mainly for the beginner guitar players. And so, okay, so let's get right into it. The E minor, okay, the E minor. All you do in the E minor, here's an E minor. The truth is, I like minor chords. I really do. When I'm being creative and I'm playing, if I'm making up a song or something, I usually go minor just because it's emotional. You know, major is, to me, major is happy. Minor is sad or emotional. Anyway, so I'm more of an emotional person, so I usually go minor. But anyway, so E minor. All you're going to do is you're going to take your, excuse my throat, you're going to take what I call the birdie finger, and you're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the third string down, the D string. The A string is the 2nd string down, by the way. So that's pretty much the chord. So you're going to have like I said, your birdie finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, or the 2nd string down, and then you're going to have your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, or the 3rd string down. And then you're going to strum every string, just holding those 2, and it'll look like this. And it'll sound like this. Cool, huh? That's an easy chord. It's a very easy chord. And so, like I've said before, if you're just beginning, here's how to learn chords. You got to learn how to get to it quickly. It's when we first begin, we're like, and really whenever we learn any kind of chord, we got to start from like just trying to figure out how to get our fingers there and how to press it hard enough. So it's kind of like, if you're first doing this, you might be like, your string, that string, and then you got to make sure your fingers aren't touching the other strings, and you know what I mean, because if you're touching the other strings, it won't work right. So you just got to do those 2. And the way I hold it, by the way, is I hold it like this, where my thumb is up here. I'm trying to think what it's like. I'm holding, it's not really like anything else I do in life, but my thumb is up here, so I got power to squeeze. So anyway, so then you just strum all strings, and that's the E minor. And you can do this, or you can do, all right. So that's the E minor. A minor. You're gonna you're basically gonna take those 2 strip fingers and scoot them down 2. So in other words, you're going to put your birdie finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, or the 3rd string down. You're going to take your ring finger and put that on the 2nd fret of the 4th string down, which is the G string. So it's kind of like the E minor. But then you're also going to take your pointer finger and put that over on the 1st fret of the B string, or the 5th string down. That sounds, I love that song. It reminds me of a Pearl Jam song. Sorry. But anyway, that's the A minor. Okay, so E minor, A minor, and then we're going to do the D minor. The regular D is, D minor sounds like this. And the way you do this one is you're going to take your birdie finger and you're going to put it on the second fret of the fourth string down, which is the G string. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Okay, so you're going to take your birdie finger, put it on the second fret of the G string, of the fourth string down. You're going to take your ring finger and put that on the third fret down, the third fret of the fifth string down, or the B string. So you take your ring finger and put that on the third fret of the fifth string down, or the B string. So you got the second fret of the G string, of the fourth string down, and you got the third fret of the B string, or the fifth string down, and then you're going to take your, what are we going to do? You're going to take your pointer finger and put it on the first fret of the high E string. Oh yeah, well, sorry, I forgot to finish my thought. What I was saying with the E minor about chords, you know, it's easy to get it where it's like, you know, you can get your fingers there, but the goal is to be able to play chords quickly. And so, what you're like, what I would recommend doing is get the chord down. Once you get it down and play it, then take your fingers off take your fingers completely off the guitar, and then put it back on there to try to get back to the E minor. And again, it might take you a little while, but if you keep doing that, once you get it to sound good again, like once you get it to be clean, take your fingers off again, and do it as quickly as you can. That's how you kind of learn chords, you know, because you build muscle memory. It's kind of magical, actually. It's really neat. Like, for some reason, 1 second you can't do it, but then after you do it a couple times, all of a sudden you can go. It's pretty amazing. Without muscle memory, without whatever that is that does that magic, there's no way anybody could play a guitar, I don't think. Because all of a sudden all these things you just do it. So anyway, do the same thing for the A and for the A minor and for the D, you know. A minor. Remove your fingers completely. Remove your fingers. And again, this one probably will take a little longer if you're just starting out. This one goes there, this one goes there. But the more you do it, the faster you get at it. Do the same thing for the D minor. Whoa, I need to do it for the D minor. The D minor is a little bit difficult. More difficult than some of the other chords. So anyway, that's how I would recommend doing that. So that was the E minor, the A minor, and the D minor chord. Okay, so now a couple tips. All right, how do you hold the guitar? Like, how high should it be? You know, some people play it, you know, like Slash, way down here. You know, they got down their knees basically, but they're, you know, this thing is way down. From what I understand, and what I understand is good. A good way to do it is, if you sit down and play your guitar and it sits in your lap like this, that is about how high it should be. Generally speaking, again, this is not a hard and fast rule, but from what seems to work for me is that the way it sits in your lap when you're sitting upright, whatever that means. The way that's how it should pretty much be when you stand up. You know, it should be about the same height. I used to have it down lower, and some people have it. You know, some people even have it up high, like higher. I used to have it higher. I've gone to both extremes. But I'll tell you, it's important because it's a lot easier. I mean, it's hard to play when it's low, man. It's like way down there. But when it's up here, it's a good place. You know, it's a good place to have it. So that's just a good tip on how to, where to put the guitar, as far as where on your lap or how high to put the guitar. And so it's not too low, so you're not like going, but you're not too high. I mean, some people you can do a lot like this though, but not quite this high. That would be a little silly. Hello, let's play guitar. But I think it's a lot easier to play when it's higher up because you got more. It's more comfortable. It's easier. You got more strength in your fingers, and you're not having to stretch in weird ways. And it doesn't look uncool. I used to think it doesn't look cool unless your guitar went down. Like I really cared about that. Who cares? If your guitar is a little bit higher up and you can go, you can jam. Who cares what it looks like? And they'll be like, okay, well, that looks cool. So anyway, so that's the first tip. Second tip is how to hold the pick, and actually how to hold the pick and how to pick. You know, because we haven't talked about this in any of these lessons. The way that I hold my pick, actually I have talked about this, but I'm trying to think of a way to explain it. I take my thumb and my pointer finger, and I basically hold the pick, you know, and when I put it over here, you rest your arm. I rest my arm on the top of the guitar, and basically can do, you know, and I leave these fingers up. There's all kinds of things you do with these. We can do with this hand, the different fingers, but I usually do it like, you know, and so you can take your fingers and you can muffle stuff if you need to. Like, you know, here's unmuffled. Then if you take these, you can put the side of your hand on the strings, and so that's a kind of extra tip. That's not one of the two. But and so when you're strumming, you just strum all like if you're strumming a chord, you just go down all the strings. And then there's a strum down and there's a strum up. When you're playing, if you're playing a song that goes, so that, that's not really a good song. It's like a minor Mexican, not Mexican, but Spanish kind of feeling. I'm not saying Mexican music is not good. I'm just saying there's a Spanish feeling, but that little particular chord didn't sound very good together. Anyway, so the point is though is that you go like I'm going down, down, up. So that's a tip about how to strum somewhat, so if you're doing the E minor, by the way, that was the E minor. No, it wasn't, that was the E minor, that was the E major. E minor, down, down, up. If you go to the A minor, you do the same thing. Generally, strumming it right there in the middle, right where it's comfortable, is probably the best way. I mean, you can get different sounds. Like if you strum up here, you won't really notice as much of a difference on an electric guitar. If you have an acoustic guitar, you'll notice more of a difference from where you strum. You could do it way back here. So you kind of heard the. Strum up here, but you could. And as far as the pick, you want to use the sharp-ish side. When you're strumming down, your pick will be pointing up. The arrow, the sharp or the angle, the one you're strumming with will be up when you're strumming down. Didn't even realize that until I just tried it. Here you go. See how it's kind of down, it's up, and then you're going down, it's the opposite. You could just spend some time doing that, just to get a kind of feel for it. Anyway, so anyway, that's about picking, and you gotta mess around with it. It's uncomfortable at first. I used to always drop my pick, and it would drive me crazy. And sometimes it feels like when you're holding your pick, it doesn't feel right. But just if you keep on doing it, it's gonna eventually feel right. So here's an exercise that will strengthen your fingers and give you some more coordination and all kinds of cool things. And this is very common. This is what pretty much most people will teach you initially. But I think it's for a reason. It's really effective. I do it every day, actually. And so what you're going to basically do is you're going to take your, you're going to strike your pick, and you're going to strike your pick. 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 And you're going you're going to take your pointer finger and you're going to put that on the first fret of the low E string, the first string. And you're going to pick down. Then you're going to put your second finger, your birdie finger, on the second fret of the low E, and you're going to pick up. Then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the third fret of the low E, and you're going to strum down again. And then you're going to take your pinky and you're going to put that on the fourth fret of the low E, and then you're going to pick up. This is called alternate picking, meaning alternate. You alternate between up and down, or down and up, typically down and up, all the way up the string. So you do that, and so you go down, up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do that with all the strings. You're going to go to the next string and do the exact same thing. You're going to do the next string, do the exact same thing. Down, up, down, up. You're going to go to the next string, do the exact same thing. Down, up, down, up. Next string. Down, up, down, up. Next string. Down, up, down, up. Now, and also what you want to do is you want to do it to a metronome. And there's a really cool app that I use. It's called, let's see here. It's called Pro Metronome, and this is an iPhone. I think they probably have it for Androids as well, but it's called Pro Metronome. And you can basically, it's just a cool little thing. You put the number in, how fast you want it to be, and then you just hit start, and so like here's how it will sound. I'll do it real slow. Like let's do it at 100. It's gonna be too slow, but I mean it might be even slower for you depending on if you've never done it before. The goal though is to make it smooth, without error, at whatever speed you're doing. And this is one of the things I shared about in the one of the other videos, is that going as slow as you can, or getting it going as slow as you need to go to make it sound smooth, is how you need to do this. So you don't want to speed up if it's not, if the whole thing is not stable, or if the whole thing is not smooth, because you're just going to learn, you're going to commit that to memory, and you don't want that to memory. So, like, let's say you're doing it at 100. You can do it. You can either do it double time or single time. I'll just do it like this. Then you go back down too. And when you go back down, it's the opposite, actually. Yeah, once you go. You'll do basically the opposite. So when you get to the high E, you go from the B, you go down, up, 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 down. And so you do that, and then you do it all the way. You move your you move up one fret, and then you do the whole thing again, and you keep on doing that until you get all the way to the 12th fret. So then so you go. So you take it to the next fret. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Excuse me. Down, up, down, up, down. Allergies. Leave me alone. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then you take it to the 3rd fret. Down, down, up. Oh, sorry, I forgot to go back down. Okay, so sorry. So down, back to the 2nd fret. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Whoops. Up, down, 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 up, down. So then you go to the next one. So when I usually do this, I usually do it around. And again, if you need to go slower, that's even bigger. That's fine. But go as slow as you need to go. I think recently, well, I forgot how fast I do it. What do I do it? How do I do it? Like at 3. I don't remember. What the heck do I do it at? Oh, 240, I think. Weird number. Because I've built up. What you do is you do it slowly, as you need to do to get it right, but then you gradually increase it. And when you gradually increase it, you get better. And so it's awesome because it's proof that you're getting better. Like you can do it faster than you could a few days ago, which is really cool. So right now I'm up to about 240 and I'm trying to make it smooth, and so it's like, and I can do it faster, but this is what I've been doing just as a exercise. See, I'm not doing it very smooth actually, so let's slow it down. 240 is too fast for me to do it right. I usually do it when it's distorted, honestly, and it doesn't sound, you can't hear your mistakes, so I'm going to have to slow down again, because my tendency is to go faster than I need to. Maybe even slower. See, going down is a lot harder. We'll go to 150. Okay, so I've been going way too fast. I'm just gonna go through the whole thing as you'll do it. I could probably do it faster, but this is good just to show. Maybe I could. But it's important though. It's like I'm so driven to go faster, and it's just so important to slow down and make sure you're doing it evenly. And you can, and I go all the way back down too. So, I think when you first start out, you might be exhausted by the time you get here. But if you get better, as you get more endurance, you can go back down as well. And so that's the exercise. And so I think that's the conclusion of this video. We showed you 3 chords, the A minor, or the E minor, the A minor, and the D minor. We gave you a couple tips. One was the picking, and the other one was the height of where you want to wear your guitar at. How high should you have it on you? And then this was an exercise that you can really practice. And I would really encourage you to do this exercise, because once you get that down, it helps every area, because it'll strengthen your fingers and you'll be able to do the chords easier. You'll be able to do everything easier. And so there you go. And if you like this video, if you could smash the like or actually it's not a like button, it's a thumbs up. If you want to click on the thanks or the thumbs up button, that'd be great. And also, if you could consider subscribing to my channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos and other kind of videos too. I do cover songs. You know, this is not really on subject, but I've been really having some fun with cover songs, because now I can play all the instruments. And so I'm doing these videos where I'm playing guitar, I'm playing bass, and I'm playing drums. And I've been doing these cover songs, and that's been really fun. But the problem with doing that, you know, I'm so used to using the metronome that I didn't even hear it going on. Anyway, hopefully that wasn't too distracting. But anyway, but now what I figured out to do is I can get isolated vocals of the actual songs. And so I've done 2 songs by Nirvana, Bloom and In Bloom and Breed, and I actually did all the music myself, but then I put Kurt on top of it, and so it sounds really, really cool. You can check it out if you want. So I'm going to be doing more of those. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, you know, videos in general. Original songs. I'm going to continue to make some original songs. I'm going to continue to do some music gear reviews, and those are always fun. And also, you know, I'm in a church band, so every now and then you'll maybe see some church performances. You can see there's a lot in my channel that I did a lot of church performances. The videos aren't the best quality in the world, but I think it's still fun. So anyway, so if you subscribe, you'll get notifications for whenever I put up a new video. I think you have to click the little, everybody keeps on saying you have to click the subscribe and then the little bell. If you do, I don't even know if that bell's around anymore. If you do, go click the bell too so you can get the notifications. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this helps.